Wendy's book, The Tears of My Mother. Let me tell you right now, I love Real Housewives, okay? I love Real Housewives. And I checked this book out from the library. It just came about a few weeks ago, actually. Like it just went to the libraries a few weeks ago. So I would say pick it up at the library first. Come on, make sure you have a library card, y'all. Come on, help fund the libraries. But pick it up at the library first and then decide from there if you actually want to purchase it. Now I don't know how like things go with, I don't know how they keep the system of who's checked out how many books or whether that helps with her book sales or whatever. But I love me some Real Housewives. And my favorite housewives are Real Housewives of Atlanta and Real Housewives of Potomac. And I just need the melanin, honey. I need the melanin. But I will say the first season of Real Housewives of Potomac, I found Dr. Wendy to be interesting. I found her to be very interesting. And I was like, I'm not sure if she knows what show she's on. Because the girls were trying to eat my girl up. They were just trying to eat her up. But second season, she came back stronger than ever. And she had her mommy makeover and all that things. I digress. Go watch Real Housewives of Potomac so you can see the whole spiel or what have you. But this book actually goes over her whole life. And I honestly want to read all the Housewives books from Atlanta and Potomac. I've never watched any of the other girls. You can comment the other girls in the bottom. I'm probably still not gonna watch them because I need more melanin on my screen. That's just I can't pay attention. Um, but it really chronicles her entire life. It even touches on her mother's life, which is her mama right there. It touches on her mother's life and her sister's life, and it also has some really great pictures about her childhood and all her family members and all that stuff. So I think that's really beautiful. I will say it really made me feel like I was a part of the family. When I was reading the book, I felt really comfortable. And I liked it. I feel like it actually is pretty well written and it explains a lot of things or a lot of questions you might have about Dr. Wendy or a lot of questions you might have about her family dynamic. And it plainly explains it. I will say there were some things in here that like I would say trigger me, but triggered and rubbed me the wrong way. I would say there is xenophobia in here, there is racism in here, there's colorism in here, so prepare yourself for those isms, okay, before you read this book. But I will say there was like one section that was interesting to me. It was a few sections, but one section that did stick out to me. I am African American. I am a Black American. I am descendant of slaves from America. And yeah, and my family's from the South. Now, Dr. Wendy is Nigerian and she is not originally from America. But she lived here most of her childhood though. So she's like first generation. She talks about going to school and being made fun of in class one day. And it says that the white children were like, oh, go back to your country, an African booty scratcher. And that the Black American kids laughed the loudest. And I felt like it could be seen in two ways. It's like, oh man, how can you laugh so loud at people that are like you to an extent? But also the other way that I saw was like, you were more concerned with the fact that the African American kids laughed the loudest and not the fact that the people who told you to go back to your country and called you African booty scratcher were white. So it was some stuff in there that's like, it borders on that whole divide that happens with African Americans and Africans. And I don't know how I feel about it. I was just like, wow, that's what we gathered. Not that these white children are the most racist people and they literally told you to go to your country, but that the Black kids laughed the loudest. Choices were made. Now, I will say also sexism is involved in this book as well. Um, and she herself, I mean, she calls herself on it, but she also has some sexist views about certain things because of her own upbringing. Like she's trying to dismantle um, from her mother's generation to her generation, take stuff and leave stuff, and like we all try to do to break the cycle. But I will say certain things like I was like, interesting. To give this book a 5 out of 5 because it is well written and I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. So I'm not gonna act like I didn't enjoy it. But there were just a few moments where I personally just I questioned some things and I was like, I don't like this. This reminds me of Twitter. This reminds me of the fights that we're always having on, not we, but that Black people be having on Twitter, with cultural and nationality. And yeah, but overall, I do like it. And I'm going to try to read all the Housewives books. And I gave it 5 out of 5, like I said.